So I'm going to talk about the hood seal on a Toyota Supra. This is a 95 MK4. It's a US left-hand drive Supra. And this hood seal right here is no longer available in the US. They're kind of in an awful spot because if you're working on the engine bay, sometimes you want to put your elbow on them and they'll get bumped around, and what will happen is the underside will actually tear and they'll rip right out of the pitones. You may be able to see some residue on here. I tried gluing it, and that does work for a little while, but it comes undone before you know it. So you can't get this part anymore. It's discontinued. I don't know what it costs new, but what you can get is you can get the right-hand drive one. And the right-hand drive one is pretty close. When you actually look at the engine bay, it looks symmetrical. The back of the firewall, you can see it curves a little bit, but it curves on each side. The holes look like they're evenly spaced. But the right-hand drive one does not fit as is, at least not in the right way. The holes will line up. You can see the holes do kind of line up here. If you focus on these, they will line up if you have the seal flipped. If you flip it 180 degrees, it'll snap right in. But it won't be perfect because if you look at the OEM seal, you can see there's this kind of lip that's meant to be towards the front of the car. And that little lip that you see, that ridge, is what steps down on the edge of this plastic of the cowl. So if you put it on backwards, that's not going to fit right. It's got to overhang a little bit to the back. You'll probably see that edge. A lot of people probably won't notice, but I wanted to see if I could do something better with it. And it really is just a matter of drilling the holes. But even when you drill them, they're not very clean. You don't get like a nice kind of stamped look like OEM. So what I did afterwards is I took this nail and I just ground down the head and I put it in my vise so it was kind of angled down like this. And then I took a torch and I just heated it up till it was red, starting to glow white. Then I grabbed the seal with both hands where I'd already drilled it, and I carefully lifted it up into the nail head. I figured I had more control and it was a lot safer for me to be grabbing on the rubber here and pulling it into the nail than I was to try to grip this with pliers or vice grips or risk pushing it in too far. And you can kind of squeeze it too. It is hollow in there, so if you just grab it like this, you're kind of pinching it together, and you don't want the nail head to poke through the other side. But if you grab it on the edges here and kind of squeeze it a little bit, you flare out the back, you give yourself more working room. And I had to do that for each hole. I couldn't get two holes with the same heat on the nail. It would cool off too quickly. It wouldn't burn through cleanly. So it was more or less heat the nail, shove it through the hole, pull it out. I brushed off the melted rubber that would stick to the end of the nail head with a paper towel, and then reheat and repeat. And you can see that all the holes that I made seem to line up. I'm going to flip this around just to show that. So this is with the seal oriented the same way. You can see that we got the lip on the JDM seal facing the front of the bench. We got the lip on the USDM seal facing the front of the bench. And you can see that where the factory little grommet things are, they don't line up. The three on each side do, but all the center ones do not line up. And these are the holes I made. So I made that hole, it lines up here. I made this hole, it's got to line up where this one is. Made this hole, it lines up where that one is. So it's just the center holes. And you do that, and you can get a seal that's no longer available in the U.S. It's about $40 for the JDM one, and probably about 10 minutes worth of work. You can have it fit just like the U.S. one. You will have a few extra holes on the underside, but you're not going to see those. So hopefully that helps. Just one more quick video showing it installed. Again, this is a right-hand drive JDM hood seal. You can still get them. They're about $40 on eBay. I'll put the part number in the description. It's an OEM seal. It's just with the holes adjusted so it fits on the left-hand drive chassis. You can see the little lip thing I was talking about on the front. It not only covers the cowl, it actually covers the metal lip that you see running across the top of the firewall there. So it's good to have that little bit of overhang hiding all that white that shines through. So very happy with the way it came out. Hopefully other people find this helpful.